go, just dragging around the floor. Welcome to a brand new video, #FURRYPACK, and as you can see we're playing, you know, what is it, Call of Duty, you know, Call of Duty and Ghost really combined basically. And you know, I'm just dragging around the floor. Just casually dragging around the floor. No! Surprise attack! Go on the floor. No way. No way. Go, 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 go. On the floor. I'm dead. But yeah, I was actually gonna possibly stream Borderlands 3. Ended up not. Only because I felt like doing a, I guess, test record, if you call this a test record or whatever. Because, what is it, as you can tell, I'm recording the PC, and that's because Action is working for recording. So, originally, it wasn't working because I couldn't enable hardware acceleration, and I didn't feel like recording using Relive and OBS, even though those were two other options, since those technically were working, because I prefer using my program called Rails Action. It's just my favorite program to use when it comes to recording. It's a really awesome, handy program. And so, originally, it didn't work, and you know, huge thanks to the Rails tech support team. You know, they went ahead and actually provided me a new version of Action that is not even actually available to everyone yet. I don't know who else has this version, but they went ahead and emailed it out to me. What is it? Literally just a day or two after I originally sent them an email regarding the situation of not being able to use hardware acceleration on my new GPU. They looked right into the issue and sent me out a new version that actually supports my new graphics card. Because that's pretty much what's the issue all along. What is it? The freaking new GPU, that I have is freaking amazing. I freaking love this thing. Like, I can play games at freaking 4K maxed out, which is crazy because, I mean, I actually do own a 4K monitor. I mean, that's, and I mean, I do use it. I mainly use it when it comes to video editing though. And then also when it comes to playing on the consoles, because the consoles are actually what utilizes, that more than the PC, to be honest. But, you know, this card is advertised, if you don't know, by the way, my new GPU is the RX 5700 XT from Power Color. And the damn thing is insane. It's advertised, the RX 5700 series is in general advertised as a 2K card. You know, a 2K maxed out gaming performance GPU. And it actually stays true to that. Like, this thing could outperform the RTX 2070 Super time to time. Maybe even a couple games. It could outperform the 1080. And then obviously, it could even, perform less on certain games or on certain things than those NVIDIA, title cards. But one of the things that made me choose this card is I wanted to stick with AMD for my PC since I already had it. AMD to start off with, and even after going complete custom rebuilding the entire thing from like basically scratch from the ground up, I stuck with AMD because it's just my personal choice, you know, my personal preference in hardware, especially since I do utilize my PC more as a workstation when it comes to the streaming, the editing side of things. So and I mean, hey, it's great. Like, I mean, I just love the processors and the graphics card. But I do also love Intel and NVIDIA, and I do plan on actually building a PC using Intel and NVIDIA components as well. But one thing's for sure is, I mean, originally I had issues with video encoding. The VCE, Video Code Engine, or the AMD App Acceleration is what it's also known as. You know, to actually run on games like, or not run on games, my bad, to run on applications like Action. I was not able to utilize that or at least Action wasn't able to utilize it, because Elgato, what is it, you know, the software that I use for Elgato, my capture card, right, that was able to utilize it 100% just fine. What is it, going ahead and opening up Sony Vegas, at first I wasn't able to utilize it, but I never really used my capture card, or not my capture card, my GPU for Vegas. And what did you call it? I'm gonna actually lower that 5 minutes. Well, what is it? I decided to try it out because I found it odd how Action wasn't able to work, and I guess at first it wasn't working, and then I realized that on my editing software, since I never really used it to begin with, it wasn't enabled. But then I went ahead and enabled it, and it started functioning properly. What is it? OBS, you know, what I use for streaming, of course, was able to utilize it just fine, no issues whatsoever. You know, it just ran great, and I love that. Actually, ooh, I'm on the killing spree here. Okay. And I mean, I found it odd how Action didn't support it, and I know right now, what is it, even with the card having it, what is it, the card has actually came out, what is it, it's been out for at least 2 months now, and even with those 2 months, it's still very brand new. And when I say very brand new, it's just because even though it's been out for 2 months, the actual aftermarket versions of the card have only been out roughly just weeks, you know, roughly 2 weeks. If it's actually been out for more than a week, then it's 2 weeks, if anything. You know, I don't think they actually completed a month yet for the aftermarket side of the GPUs for the RX 5700 series. And because of how new and how recent this graphics card is, there's a lot of issues with the drivers. So basically, early adopters, you know, early buyers of this GPU, early owners, you're gonna have a lot of experiences getting certain things to function properly, and then you're gonna probably have a lot of bugs, or the card could work 100% amazing out of the box. So far, to my experience, I had 0 issues with any drivers at all, besides my main one being taking advantage of hardware acceleration, the AMD app acceleration, basically the VCE, whatever it's called, you know, the new basically codec engines that the card supports. However, what is it, even AMD, I even contacted them as well, even contacted Power Caller, and freaking amazing support. I mean, I had amazing experience with them. Like, just the AMD support team really fast to reply to me. Like, I'll send them an email out, and they'll respond to me literally in the same day, just a couple hours later after my original email, with basically more troubleshooting stats or more information regarding things. Freaking awesome. You know, Action support team, or else Action, the recording software I use, I mean, their support team, really helpful. What is it? I mean, they actually fixed my issue. I mean, I'm able to record this video because they fixed my issue. They gave me the new stable version of Action early, before the public gets their hands on it, just so I could actually record, just so that my problem with my new GPU could be fixed. What is it? And Power Cooler was actually the first out of anyone that I actually contacted, because I wanted to know what they would tell me. And basically, what is it, they didn't want to give me false information so much on like driver side of things or software side of things for the card, since all they really focus on is, like, you know, the design of the card, you know, the performance on it. For example, like how much more they can overclock this thing, and then obviously the cooling and all that. Right? They focus on like actually making the card, you know, making the product a lot better than the original, but they don't go ahead and obviously work on the software development side of the drivers. Right? They don't worry about the driver side. So when they tell me what is it, and, you know, they didn't want to give me any false information or give me the wrong answer to contact AMD, but what is it, honestly, that's like a great response I could receive from them, because they still replied. They still also technically helped me out too, because what is it, they did give me some information of some troubleshooting steps that I could probably try. They did even provide me with stable drivers that they known from their own experience, from what is it, past I guess open tickets of people contacting them for support. where they will provide like the drivers that they know are stable for this GPU. And I am running the latest drivers because it's actually the most stable to me personally, since I don't really have an issue with them. And man, like I'm just saying, like I'm happy with this graphics card. And at first I was a little upset when I found out I wasn't able to record properly, but like obviously I didn't do my live stream on Borderlands 3 like I mentioned yesterday on Discord late night, saying that I might possibly do, just because I felt like going ahead and recording, you know, something on the PC since I can. Since what is it, my issue was fixed like actually really quickly, to be honest. Like that's really cool that a lot of these companies, all these brands, like the support teams are actually really reliable. Like man, Power Color really fast, Morales Action really fast, AMD themselves was pretty fast. Like my experiences with contacting every single one of them was like a fast, really helpful response, reply, and all that. And actually, in the end, they fixed my issue, which is pretty nice. However, I will say though, if this recording is rough and you made it this far, what is it? Bear with me, because I mean, even though I'm able to take advantage of the hardware acceleration, it's still not perfect. This card is still fairly new, and when it comes to gaming performance, this thing will destroy. But when it comes to, what is it, video production side of things, workstation working kind of things, you know, what is it, you know, content creating, that's where it's a little rough right now. And that's where the card is, of course, struggling in that kind of area. And it's not because the card has any issues, it's just mainly the driver side, and that side is gonna mainly represent AMD. However, at the same time, like I mentioned, you can't really complain, can't really be upset, because he got the card early. I mean, it's expected. I mean, all of these issues are being worked on, they're gonna be fixed, you know, in a matter of time, and you're gonna have the greatest experience if you were to go with this card, if you were, you know, in the market to buy a new GPU and wanted to upgrade and wanted to give this a shot. You know, and I mean, that's what happens with every single graphics card out there. I mean, even NVIDIA themselves, whenever they release a brand new graphics card, even they will have issues. I remember, what is it, there was a time where Action wouldn't even work on NVIDIA. My laptop that I actually have on the side that I do editing on the go with, you know, whenever I'm not at home and I take that to school with me or to work, whatever, that is powered with a NVIDIA graphics card, and I remember not being able to even use Action on that until Action got updated. And that was because, and the issue was because of the new NVIDIA driver that was released, I guess had interference with its new encoder for the GPU on it, and my laptop's not the best laptop. The NVIDIA GPU on that is 1050. I believe it's a TI, I'm not sure, but it's a 4 gig and it's, you know, a pretty good laptop. Not the highest end laptop, but hey, it's a laptop that can still play games, you know, at freaking 1080p, freaking like medium settings on, you know, the games that I enjoy and stuff like that, or even high settings actually. But I play mainly in medium because on a laptop I don't want to overheat that thing. Even though it still has pretty good thermals, but I still don't want to take risks. It's still a laptop. The thing's still compact, but I mean, that thing I used to go ahead and use all the time before upgrading the PC, and then whenever I was on the go or whatever, I'll play games on that quite often. Or if my PC wasn't busy, I don't know, getting updated by Windows or something like that, and I couldn't use it or whatever, or I just didn't feel like turning on my computer because I was too lazy and I just wanted to use the laptop, I'll record videos on that. And I remember where I had to use OBS or the Shadow Play to record, because Action didn't work until they got it updated because no video screwed up a driver. And I mean, that's how it works for getting new stuff early. However, I'm actually surprised that I got this GPU pretty early. Like, I mean, I didn't really expect to be getting my graphics card this soon, and that's actually quite insane. Like, I actually got the graphics card before I even upgraded my processor. And I find that crazy. I mean, my current processor is still the freaking Ryzen 5 2600. and that's been overclocked to 4.0 gigahertz. 4 gigahertz, and I mean, this thing still rocks, man. Like, Jesus. I thought I was gonna be bottlenecking my computer with my Ryzen 5 getting the new GPU, but really, it's actually a perfect combo. In fact, I can actually recommend people getting the RTX 57 XT and pairing it up with the Ryzen 5. I mean, even if you don't overclock the processor, what is it? It still holds up its own. I mean, it's great. And like, again, like I mentioned earlier, I mean, I'm able to play 4K. I did a demonstration video on 2K maxed out. Maybe I could do one on 4K maxed out pretty soon now, especially since I got Action. Because the other thing is, I did record that video with Relive, not Action. What is it? As well. What is it? The Battlefield video. But I'm probably gonna go ahead and re-record some other. So I'm probably gonna not re-record. I'm gonna record. What is it? Some videos in 2K maxed out settings on maybe a lot of different games. And this time, I'll probably alternate between Relive and Action to show you the difference on like the recording capabilities natively through the graphics card alone, which is Relive, and then through Action, my preferred recording software. And also in general, you'll be able to see the performance of this card. I'll probably enable maybe the benchmarks, what is it, tools up, like the FPS counter, so the freaking GPU, like clock speed, the temps and all that. If you guys want to see guys and gals, freaking talk helicopters, whoever watching my content is. But if you want to go ahead and basically watch benchmarks videos, I guess, I'll go ahead and maybe do some of those. I mainly just did like a simple quick 2K video on Battlefield because I wanted to basically show like the performance I was really getting. In that video, I forgot to enable the FPS counter, and I was originally going to point that out, and I completely forgot. But I was cap locked at 80 FPS because that's actually what I play my games at, is at 80 FPS, because my two monitors that I own are 75 Hz. So to me, it makes no sense to actually go ahead and have my FPS lock higher than 80, because it's only 5 frames higher than what my monitors support. My monitors are 75 Hz, I have my FPS at 80. So I could go ahead and stay capped, at what my monitor refresh rate supports. And I know I could go ahead and definitely play games a lot higher than that, but that's my personal preference. And the other thing is when I'm not recording a video in like 2K or 4K, just to make a video for fun in that resolution, what is it? Or even when I'm not recording in general, I always play my games at 1080p medium settings. And it's crazy, because my new GPU is meant for 2K or 4K, and I still play at 1080p medium. Like, what is it? That probably would trigger some people, like, why the hell do you have a powerful graphics card and only play at 1080p? That's just my preference. That's just what I like to play at for some reason. Not just that, but it also puts a little way, not just that, but it's going to make this graphics card last way longer than what it really should be lasting. Like, I definitely ain't gonna be upgrading my graphics card anytime soon anymore at all. Like, if I end up upgrading this GPU at all, well, that's probably because the GPU upgrade is definitely overkill. Or, what is it? I mean, I guess it was just a really good deal, and might as well take advantage of that good deal. And this other GPU would still go to a great home by putting it in my family's PC, if anything, because just like my RX 580 that I actually took out of my GPU, that will be installed into my family's PC, even though I still have 2 of them. But now, one of them that was being used is no longer being used, and it's actually in the box of the new GPU. So I should probably put that in its original box. What is it? Because I can't put it in my family's PC yet until that gets upgraded. But yeah, other than that, I mean, hope y'all enjoyed this video on Go to Duty. It's 20 minutes long, so it's probably going to take a while for me to upload, but other than that, yeah, that's about it. Dogs out, FURRYPACK Bow Wow. Thank you once again, AMD, Power Color, and Action, Muriel's Action, for helping me out fix the issues that I had, and being really amazing with your support, like actually helping me out, being really fast and responsive and really reliable. But especially you, Action, since you actually provided me with the early build. What is it? or a new version of Action before you actually released it, so I could actually have recording capabilities back on my preferred recording software of choice. This is why I love Action. Honestly, like, I mean, like, if you don't have Action as your recording software, you honestly should. I mean, you could get a 30-day trial, and I'm not even paid or anything like that to even say like that. I've been using the software, what is it, for a long time, and I just freaking love the damn thing. I'm actually buying another key, and that's only because, what is it, I want to have I want to have the software on my family's PC, so whenever I'm in the living room and no family's around or whatever, I could go ahead and, record on that PC or something like that, because I could hook that up to the giant 4K TV that we have in our living room that I got for my dad, during Father's Day and his birthday a while back. What is it? Just this year, but a few months ago when it was his birthday and Father's Day. But yeah, other than that, I mean, hope you all enjoyed the video. Once again, peace out. #FURRYPACK, bow wow, RHD.